told us that by 2030, the middle class in Asia-Pacific region will be the majority consumers of middle and high-end electronic products. Among those, China will be the biggest market, with more than...
Okay, middle class. And then middle class I'm going to explain later. So next slide. Next slide shows China's emerging middle class, and you can see share of urban household left to right, and dark green is upper middle class, and urban private consumption is left to right, 2012 to 2022, and upper middle class is drastically increased. Okay, and so consider for affluent is rich people, upper middle class, mass middle class, and poor people is very few people remaining year 2022. It means upper middle class is you can see the explosion of the emerging middle class has brought significant economic and social changes, and growth isn't over yet. But 2022, more than 75% of Chinese urban consumers will earn $34,000 per year. It means urban consumer means including upper middle and mass middle. So upper middle is top end people is 34,000, same as Japanese GDP per capita. Right? So actually already over 1 million, over 100 million population is already over Japanese GDP per capita. Okay? And new consumer class. This is new consumer class. I'm going to show you some. But this one, rich people. I think rich people.
China today is already the world's second largest economy. It accounts for about 13% of the global GDP. For many global consumer companies, China today is already the second biggest market besides the United States. The core consumer group today who are actually consuming is 150 million people, which we call the urban middle class, where the income now is at or above $10,000. But what could be even more exciting is the fact that there's still 60% of the urban working population, which we call the urban mass. These are the consumers that are making $5,000 to $6,000 today. The Chinese government has set out a target to double real income from 2010 to 2020. So in the coming years, we see that the rising income will bring a couple hundred millions of people into that consumer class, and that is what makes China extremely important in the coming decade. When we look at the Chinese consumer compared to the developed markets, I think there are things that are quite different. First of all, is the general lack of mobility still for the Chinese consumers. We look at China's private car ownership, and that number probably still running just at about 4%. So people cannot quite get to the stores. So that creates a challenge for distribution and for retail development in China. Second is that China is also the world's biggest factory. So the consumers have access to many unbranded products that are much cheaper than what the global brands are charging. And the last factor, but still important, is the low delivery cost. The per delivery cost for a package in China today is well under $5, so it makes it very easy and affordable for people to shop online.
This is drastically improved. Beforehand, the Chinese delivery cost is double of Japanese cost, but now they are drastically reducing. Okay?
As the consumption and income continues to grow, we find that in general, discretionary items will grow the fastest. In particular, the area of leisure, what we call having fun, will likely see the biggest growth. And having fun includes going out to eat, going out to watch a movie, spending on sports. The other areas would include healthcare. Life expectancy is getting longer. And as the people are getting older, they're spending more money on healthcare. On top of that, we have a policy that lasted for the last 30 years is now starting to get discontinued, which is a single child policy. So we're seeing anything related to raising the kids, education, these areas are also seeing tremendous growth. There's a perception that the China consumption story has already played out. In the coming decade, in a way, the story is even more exciting as the next couple 100 million people see their income doubling and they're entering the middle class. So that migration will continue to be a powerful driver of the China consumption.
He said currently 100 million is middle class, and next 10 decade, 10 years, another couple million will come along as a middle class. Will go into the population the same as United States. For those people is a more higher level consumer.